From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Monday morning. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend. It's going to be a toasty one for today and then even hotter for Tuesday and Wednesday as we could be back into the triple digits for lower elevations. Cooler for the end of the week, but that's as thunderstorm chances go up. And unfortunately, it looks like the fire start potential is also going to coincide with that. And then, like I mentioned, cooler and calmer weather as we head into the weekend. Right now, you're taking a live, beautiful look at Kennewick. This view coming courtesy of the Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather app. You can download it for free in the App Store or on Google Play. See some clouds off in the distance for this morning. Should be a mostly sunny day for lower elevations, 50s and 60s this morning, 40s in the Cascades, 40s and 50s in the Blues. But a little bit later today, at least for lower elevations, going to be into the 80s around lunchtime and then 80s and 90s at the peak of daytime heating. Pretty normal stuff for this time of the year. But again, heating things up into the next couple of days, also tracking some thunderstorms with Futurecast radar. All that coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Coming up, a woman threatened with a gun, an officer struck during an arrest. We have details on two violent encounters that happened in Richland just hours apart. Plus, a home up in flames, power lines down, multiple firefighters treated for heat exhaustion. We have the latest on the blaze crews battled over the weekend. And a big weekend on the water and in the sky. Both weren't the only thing making waves. The STCU Air Show had crowds looking up in awe. Now we take you into the sky on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now, Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good Monday morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott. Jessica has the morning off, and we start this morning in Kennewick, where a house fire just east of Kennewick sent two firefighters to be treated for heat exhaustion. This fire broke out Sunday morning, flames tearing through the single-story home on Myrtle Street just before 7 a.m. Crews got there to find that home fully engulfed in flames, and they also found a power line that had been knocked down, blocking the main gate. Benton PUD was called in to shut the power down there. Homeowners and two dogs did make it out safely. Firefighters rescuing a third dog from inside that burning home. The homeowner, we're told, did suffer some burns to his face and arms, but declined medical treatment. Crews had that fire under control within about an hour. The cause, though, still under investigation. And at 6:02, a crime alert out of Richland, where police responded to two separate violent incidents just hours apart, both of them ending in arrests. Officers first called to Dupertail and Keene after a woman said an acquaintance followed her, pointing a gun at her, and then tried to force his way into her car, damaging it in the process. The suspect, 31-year-old Joshua Mendoza, was later arrested, booked for assault, property damage, and obstructing police. Police did recover that gun and seized it as evidence. And then not long after that, officers responded to a domestic disturbance on Thayer Drive. During that arrest, police say the suspect became aggressive, striking an officer in the neck with a martial arts move. A taser was then used to bring that man into custody. He's now facing charges of domestic violence and assault on a police officer. 6:03, and taking a look at local living. Of course, a very big weekend for the Tri-Cities. Flipping through the sky, tumbling in formation, diving with precision. This past weekend's STCU Over the River Air Show drew hundreds of spectators who looked into the skies in amazement. And this is the case for many longtime fans who know what's happening in the air is just as iconic as what's happening on the water. Apple Valley News Now's Jake Gable was there and spoke with families who say the weekend wasn't just about speed on the water, but the tradition of the air show.
Flipping, tumbling, and diving through the air, thousands of spectators took in the STCU Over the River Air Show in between boat heats and qualifying races. While you can't tell by the name, Water Follies, the air show is just as much of an important fixture each year as the boat races. In its 60th year, some people have been coming since the early years.
Since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, I started paying attention to these on the radio and in person back in about 73, 74, and have followed them ever since. I used to come in on the Pasco side when I was young, and they didn't charge back then for that side, and I'd watch them from there, especially that last race if I had the chance. I remember back in those days, you could hear the engines roaring everywhere in town.
Kangas has turned what he used to go to as a small child into something he has brought his daughters to every year. While their family tradition of an ice cream breakfast hasn't changed, some aspects of the show have over the years.
I kind of miss some of the things that they had done, like the Coast Guard rescue chopper that would drop people in the water and pull them back out and stuff. That was pretty fun to watch. But, in years it's been bigger and smaller, and it looks like it's getting bigger again this year, which is good. I appreciate that because it is a nice break from the water activities and good chance to shoot a few different photos besides boats going fast.
After decades of races and flights, it still feels like the first time for those attending. In Kennewick, Jake Gable, Apple Valley News Now.
Action-packed weekend all across the shores of the Columbia this weekend for Water Follies. Be sure to tune in tonight at 5 and 6 for a full recap. And if you missed out on Art in the Park this year, don't worry, we have a special glimpse for you too. We caught up with a local artist who's been a part of this event for decades. Apple Valley News Now's Monique Garcia introduces us to Doozy Bug, a mother-daughter art glass studio that's been lighting up the festival with their creations since 1980.
Elizabeth Clute has been shaping glass for nearly 40 years, and she says creating a single piece of stained glass art isn't a quick process. It's a labor of love and patience.
Depending on the design, it takes me between 15 minutes and an hour, and then the firing is 30 hours.
Running an art business, she says, has its ups and downs, sometimes less colorful than the glass itself.
It's been touch and go. You know, there's been good times and bad times, and during COVID, it was hard, and just to keep the doors open, but it's okay.
What keeps her going? Pure passion.
I love it. It's just the love of the work. And so, even so, you know, getting up in age, I'm still loving it. Every day I go to the studio and I work for 6 hours and loving every minute of it.
Events like Art in the Park are more than just festivals. They're a vital connection to the community beyond her studio walls.
We're really grateful that we have these events, and it is a very good way to get customers to our studio. We have our own studio, but these events bring people in.
But it's not without challenges. Finding the right materials for each unique piece can be tricky.
Making sure we have a good supply of glass, which is not that easy to get because a lot of glass manufacturers in the United States have gone out of business. And so we have to make sure we have a good supply of glass because otherwise we couldn't do our work.
Clute says, and with the rising costs from overseas suppliers, sourcing quality glass is becoming more expensive. Reporting from Richland, Monique Garcia, Apple Valley News Now.
All right, 8 minutes after 6, still ahead. If you are considering a robotic appliance to make your household chores easier, you're going to want to stick around because coming up, Consumer Reports has the latest tests and what they reveal on which robotic devices are worth your money. That's all coming up after the break. And giving you a live look outside this morning from our Apple Valley studios here in Kennewick. Beautiful start to the week. What will the rest of the week look like? Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert is going to let us know.
Hello, I'm Alan Brecky from Alan Brecky Law Offices. For over 30 years, our professional team has worked hard to protect public safety in the Tri-Cities and surrounding areas. We all live and work right here and contribute regularly to our community.
Before, our service would be in and out. We wanted to switch to T-Mobile to make sure that we have better coverage.
T-Mobile is now the best network, and with the most satellites, we're connecting hundreds of thousands in places where cell towers can't reach with T-Satellite.
I signed up for T-Satellite to give me peace of mind as a mom that makes life better knowing that it's there when we need it.
Upgrade to the best network. Right now, T-Mobile will pay off 4 phones up to $3,200. Plus, hook you up with 4 new phones on us. Switch today. J.D. Power has ranked Nissan #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands. And to celebrate, you can now get in one of these award-winning SUVs with 0% APR for 60 months. The all-new turbocharged Nissan Murano, the rugged Nissan Pathfinder, and the best-selling Nissan Rogue. Visit Nissan today and drive away in an award-winning SUV.
Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue, Pathfinder, or Murano.
Bathfitter does showers? That's right. We offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers in all shapes and sizes. We can even convert your bath into a shower. How about that? With our seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you'll get a beautiful new shower to fit your needs, guaranteed for life. Bathfitter's been around for 40 years, and we've been experts at showers for just as long. Get yours today. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
My name is Michael McDonnell. I am a stomach doctor or a gastroenterologist. I'm also a hepatologist, so I do the liver and then the gut and the pancreas. The colonoscopy is something that we do on a daily basis. We think it's very simple, it's very straightforward, and once you're done, you're going to say, oh, that was no big deal. We find early colon cancer. It's curable. It's easily curable, and I mean really curable.
Hello, I'm Alan Brecky from Alan Brecky Law Offices. For over 30 years, our professional team has worked hard to protect public safety in the Tri-Cities and surrounding areas. We all live and work right here and contribute regularly to our community.
Check out the Grand Coulee Dam by air. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of this morning's temperatures. We start off in Kittitas County, where we're around 50 up towards the pass, around 60 in Ellensburg, and close to 65 in Vantage. Then for the Yakima Valley, most of us in the low to mid-60s, but 54 degrees at the airport in Yakima. Then in the lower Columbia Basin, all of us in the 60s, but pretty close to 70 in the Tri-Cities. For the Blue Foothills, around 60 in the Morrow County foothills, and a little bit warmer than that the further up the foothills you go in Umatilla and Walla Walla counties, 50s in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. Here's your CodeCast for today for the Tri-Cities. It's going to be t-shirt weather all throughout the day, and highs are going to peak in the mid-90s. This is pretty normal stuff for late July, so all lower elevation spots going to end up either in the low to mid-90s with plenty of sunshine. But our pattern's going to shift specifically as we head into the later portions of the week. So let's go ahead and show you that with Futurecast satellite and radar. And for now, just kind of this stationary boundary draped over the blues over the next couple days. So that means chances for showers and thunderstorms in the blues over the next couple days. But see this spinning red L? That's low pressure, and that's going to start to ascend from the south, getting closer and closer to our area into Wednesday and Thursday. And by Thursday and Friday, this feature is going to touch off some better shower and thunderstorm chances for lower elevations. And unfortunately, with that will come a fire start potential. So I'll tell you more about that coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. 612 Consumer Reports now. From refrigerators powered by AI to automated mops and mowers. Household robots are on the rise, but are they truly helpful or just another tech trend? Consumer Reports breaks down the pros and cons and reveals which deliver real value.
From vacuuming your floors to cleaning your grill, today's smart appliances promise convenience at the touch of a button. But are they really delivering? Consumer Reports' Dan Raklowski tracks the latest in home and garden tech.
While these products are helpful, they tend to be pricier than their traditional counterparts, and they often have complicated setup processes and require extra tinkering to keep them working.
Take Samsung's new $5,000 bespoke refrigerator, which comes with an AI vision camera that's supposed to recognize the groceries you add to your fridge. When CR tested the feature out in its labs, it worked about half the time, and it struggled with packaged foods like milk and soda. CR's evaluations of robotic lawnmowers found you'll need to pre-mow your grass to a specific height before you can set these robots loose on your lawn. And all that convenience will cost you hundreds to thousands of dollars. But it's not all bad news. Some smart products, like robotic vacuums, have come a long way. They're now better at dodging obstacles, navigating tight spaces, and picking up dirt along edges and in corners. And while not exactly a robot, CR says a smart thermostat is a great investment.
These will cut down on your heating and cooling bills using AI to automatically adjust the temperature, especially when you're not home. They also connect to demand response programs from your local utility company, which can give you discounts on your bill.
The new Google Nest Learning thermostat does all of that and earned top marks in CR's tests. This is Teresa Hope.
Consumer Reports does remind you to be mindful of the security and privacy settings with these smart home products. Each setup is different, but they say to be sure to turn off data sharing if it's possible. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. It is 6:15, and we're giving you a live look outside this morning from our Apple Valley Studios camera here in Kennewick. When we come back, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth is going to have your full first alert forecast and break down what we can expect as we make our way into this week. We're back right after the break.
When you own your own business, you own every decision. And with over $2,500 in annual value, now own the card that rewards you for it. Introducing the business card that gives back all you put in. The new Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business.
System 1 loaded.
Hi, I'm Christine Connolly, local realtor with As You Wish Real Estate Team. I offer negotiable commission, 100% free staging, and top-notch marketing. I'm a proud sponsor of Operation Best Friend. Remember, you only get one chance to make a first impression. As you wish.
For 25 years, you've made Triple Play more than just a place to play. You've turned it into a place where memories are made. We want to thank our amazing guests and community. From birthday parties to company outings and spontaneous weekend adventures, your memories are what make Triple Play special. Here's to 25 years of fun and many more to come. Thank you for being part of our story.
The Y-Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
When you own your own business, you own every decision. And with 8 times points on Chase Travel, now own the card that rewards you for it. Introducing the business card that gives back all you put in. The new Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business.
It's one of the world's largest dams, and it's on our own Columbia River.
Largest dam in North America, and we love it. Where else do you get to see that?
The Grand Coulee Dam.
Sun, beautiful, beautiful open spaces.
Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Next live, Lindsay Lohan from Freakier Friday.
What if we switched places?
Your voice. Uh-oh. Plus, Paul Walter Hauser.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Indiana battles the storm live from Seattle, Sunday at noon on Apple Valley News Now. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and show you the rest of the day with Futurecast. We put this into motion, and as we head into the afternoon and evening, that's when we'll have about 10 to 20% chances of showers and thunderstorms in the blues. The rest of us are going to stay dry into the late evening. Most of this should be off the map. And then for tomorrow, it looks like we're going to go through the exact same cycle as into the afternoon and evening. Could have 10 to 20% shower and thunderstorm chances in the blues, and then into the late evening, we kind of go through the exact same cycle. So for today, other than what we just talked about with Futurecast, plenty of sunshine and high temperature is going to be about, seasonal for this time of the year with low to mid 90s for lower elevations. And then for tonight, again, other than the Blue Mountains, should be clear, and overnight lows are going to be mild with 60s for the valleys, the foothills, and the basin, and 50s up in the mountains, 50s up in the Cascades, 50s and 60s in the blues. For tomorrow, a little bit hotter, about 5 to 10 degrees hotter than normal for this time of the year. So in general, between 99 to 102 for the lower Columbia Basin. And then for Wednesday, maybe a touch hotter, between 101 to 103 for the lower Columbia Basin, but also pretty close to 100 for the valleys, pretty close to 100 for stretches of the foothills as well. Now, after that, we're going to trend cooler into Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that's the good news. The bad news is that thunderstorm chances is going to go up. So again, we'll have these little mountain thunderstorm chances for Monday through Wednesday, and then some of that spreading down into lower elevations for Thursday and Friday. The vegetation at this point looks like it's going to be critically dry. So if those forecast variables hold, we'll be inclined to go with first alert weather days for Thursday and Friday for the potential of lightning-induced fire starts. Looks like that situation should calm down as we head into the weekend. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Triple digits on Tuesday and Wednesday, sandwiched between mid-90s for Monday and Thursday, then highs around 90 Friday through Sunday. In Yakima, heat building over the next few days, then chances for showers and thunderstorms by the end of the week. In Ellensburg, heating up to around 100 on Wednesday, then cooler with chances for thunderstorms Thursday and Friday. Again, watching the fire start potential closely for all of our lower elevations. Then in Hermiston, near 100 tomorrow and Wednesday, cooler with chances for a few showers at the end of the work week. Finally, for Walla Walla, around 100 degrees Tuesday and Wednesday, then also tracking chances for lightning on Thursday and Friday.
All right, sounds pretty typical.
Yes.
For this time of year.
Pretty typical.
Which we like.
Yeah, and I was telling you all this last week. We haven't had that sustained heat wave yet. That,
right.
105 to 110 for 7-8 days straight. Still not in the forecast, so fingers crossed, right?
Well, only time will tell.
Yes.
All right. Well, coming up, we have all seen the infamous Coldplay Kiss Cam. Well, now the company Astronomer is fighting the criticism with a celebrity spokesperson. We'll have those details coming up in your entertainment headlines right after the break.
J.D. Power has ranked Nissan #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands. Get 0% APR for 60 months on the Nissan Pathfinder, Nissan Murano, and Nissan Rogue.
Now get 0% APR for 60 months on select popular models.
Hello, Shelby.
Hello, Mariano.
Upload Mrs. Robinson's case.
Processing.
Is there any new information?
The record shows no driver at fault. However, we found footage which shows the other driver caused the wreck.
Nice job. What's the insurance company's offer?
You know it's too low. Should I ask them for more?
Thanks, Shelby. But you know when they hear from the heavy hitter, they'll pay much more.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Injured in a car wreck? Call the heavy hitter, Attorney Mariano Morales.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford crew.
It's summer event time.
Best deals of the year.
My favorite season of the year.
Why? Is it the flowers, honeybees?
Mud. See, Bronco and Bronco Sport make every adventure more epic.
Because they come with GOAT modes. Goes over any type of terrain. Like
mud.
They sure do like mud.
Lease a 2025 Bronco Sport Big Bend 4x4 for $299 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Just like you, I'm working towards buying my first home.
I'm saving for my children's future.
Like you, I want financial tools that make my life easier.
At Hapo, we're more than employees. We're people just like you, and we understand what really matters.
Just like you,
we're planning for our future.
And I care about making a difference.
We're here to help you navigate life's milestones, big and small, because we're just like you. Join us at Hapo today.
Apple Valley News Now is topping it.
Apple Valley News Now is Milton Freewater. Apple Valley News Now is Kennewick.
Apple Valley News Now is Sela.
Our broadcast center may be here in Kennewick, but Apple Valley News Now is everywhere.
From the Blues in the east to the Cascades in the west, one television station is everywhere you want us to be. Leading the way with local news you trust. We're Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
J.D. Power has ranked Nissan #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands. Get 0% APR for 60 months on the Nissan Pathfinder, Nissan Murano, and Nissan Rogue.
Now get 0% APR for 60 months on select popular models.
The basketball brawl that shocked our community. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Wednesday.
Welcome back, 624 in your entertainment headlines this morning. If you have been on social media in the last few weeks, or really anywhere except living under a rock, you have most likely come across the Coldplay Jumbotron video. Astronomer CEO and the company's head of HR both resigning after a video of them at a Coldplay concert went viral.
After receiving backlash, the company has enlisted actress Gwyneth Paltrow, the ex-wife of Coldplay's Chris Martin, to help deal with the fallout from the now infamous Kiss Cam scandal.
Thank you for your interest in Astronomer. Hi, I'm Gwyneth Paltrow. I've been hired on a very temporary basis to speak on behalf of the 300+ employees at Astronomer. Astronomer has gotten a lot of questions over the last few days, and they wanted me to answer the most common ones. Yes, Astronomer is the best place to run Apache Airflow, unifying the experience of running data, ML, and AI pipelines at scale. We've been thrilled so many people have a newfound interest in data workflow automation.
I'm sure that's exactly what their interest is. This is pretty catchy.
That felt kind of culty.
It's a little weird, right?
I tried not to make too much eye contact with Gwyneth right there.
A little robotic.
Yeah.
So Paltrow appearing as, quote, a temporary spokesperson, like she said in the video. This was posted to social media just Friday night over the weekend.
In the lighthearted clip, Paltrow puts the focus on what the data operations company actually does while acknowledging the recent interest in Astronomer.
Yeah, I'm sure that their Google search has seen quite the uptick over the last couple of days.
I haven't seen the whole video, so I'm, maybe educate me if I'm missing something here. But like typically when there's a Kiss Cam, it says on the board like, now Kiss Cam sponsored by Cherry Coke.
Right.
So did that not happen? Was it just like a surprise?
Yeah,
I
don't know exactly what led up to the camera shots, but I know Coldplay was doing something there, at a large stadium for their show, and I don't know if they were marketing what they were doing as the Kiss Cam or if they were just showing different people at the concert, but it did show them in
either way, caught red-handed.
A little embrace.
Yes.
That they did not want other people to see.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, of course, keeping Astronomer in the headlines.
Sure.
Okay, so much more ahead here in our 6:30 half hour. Got a heads up for drivers, especially if you're making your way through Walla Walla. Major road closures you need to know. We're going to break down the detours, how long this road work will last, and what you need to know as you make your way through the town. Plus, helping hungry kids. The Yakima Nation Tribal School bringing back a pandemic-era food program, why it's still needed this summer. We have those headlines and more coming up in your next half hour.
US Cellular makes it easy to switch. Get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in.
We don't even have to trade in our teeth?
Nope.
I almost lost this one.
Get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. US Cellular, built for us.
At Fred's Appliance, we've been locally owned and family operated since 1962. And right now, it's time to upgrade your kitchen with Frigidaire appliances that work hard and save you more. From dishwashers to washers and dryers to fridges, save big and update your kitchen. Like this Frigidaire Gallery refrigerator. Save 30% with truckload savings today. At Fred's, we still have the largest selection of in-stock, get-it-today inventory in the region. Because we're local, like you.
System 1 loaded.
The future of golf is at Wild Horse Resort and Casino as the Epson Tour Road to the LPGA Tournament is stopping in Pendleton for the Wild Horse Ladies Golf Classic. The event returns this summer, August 11th through 17th at Wild Horse Golf Course. Join us on the greens as over 140 golfers from around the world compete to join the LPGA. Tickets are on sale now, but Club Wild members get a free 3-day pass. Get yours now at wildhorseresort.com or the Wild Horse app. The Epson Tour at Wild Horse Resort and Casino, Pendleton.
Call Vance when you need a friendly, reliable electrician. We'll keep your home safe with electrical services and equipment upgrades. Save $50 on any electrical service. Don't leave it to chance. Call Vance.
Good Shepherd provides the most up-to-date orthopedic care available. Our team of experienced board-certified surgeons, physiatrists, and podiatrists are capable of fulfilling your orthopedic needs. Services include precise joint replacements, sports medicine, all orthoscopic shoulder and knee repairs, fracture care, hand surgery, and foot and ankle care. We are here to help you with your pain and maximize your body's performance and function. Good Shepherd Orthopedics in Hermiston. Patients first, always.
I'm Susan Alatrico. I don't advocate for any other professional than Mr. Breck. Over the years, I've come to know him as trustworthy, competent, and respected by his opponents. Don't trust your case with providers or representatives who do not have a wealth of experience.
Right now, you can get 4 free phones plus 4 lines for $90 with no trade-in.
Are we having the wool pulled over our eyes here?
Nope. And you get the latest phones.
Get 4 phones plus 4 lines for $90, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
This newscast sponsored by Mariano Morales Law. This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good Monday morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
Jessica has the morning off. Hope she's had a wonderful weekend. I know I did. You said you had a nice little weekend as well.
Yes.
Got to enjoy some sunshine. And now, talking about sunshine and what's going to come ahead. And if you nailed that 3-degree guarantee.
Yes, sunshine plus heat. That's going to be over the next, well, especially in a Tuesday and Wednesday. But still some heat. It's going to be toasty for today. I'm going with the forecast high of 96. But on Friday, I went with the forecast high of 94. And I verified at 95. So the jackpot went up to $175. Again, thank you so much to our good friends at the Legends Casino and Hotel for sponsoring our 3-degree guarantee. So for today, again, forecast high 96. If it verifies between 93 to 99, jackpot's going to hit $200. If that doesn't happen, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to applevalleyNewsNow.com, clicking on the contest page. You can scan the QR code that's on your screen. Okay. Now what's on your screen is the bottom line over the next few days. Triple-digit heat for tomorrow and Wednesday. And then thunderstorm chances going up for Thursday and Friday. That's as temperatures go down, but the fire start potential is going to go up because of the lightning potential. So Thursday and Friday kind of on the precipice of being a first alert, a set of first alert weather days. So to be determined when it comes to that. Now let's take it back to this morning. You're taking a live look at Richland. This view also coming courtesy of our good friends of the Legends Casino and Hotel. A lot of sunshine up in the sky already for this morning. Temperatures 50s and 60s in our lower elevations, 40s in the Cascades and 50s in the Blues. Your hour-by-hour forecast for today for the Tri-City is going to be around 80 by 10 this morning, mid-80s at lunchtime, and then mid-90s at the peak of daytime heating. Really, for all lower elevation locations, this is going to be very normal for late July. I'll take you on that zone-by-zone tour of today's very normal forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks so much. We start this half hour of news with a traffic alert out of Walla Walla. Heads up for drivers. Walla Walla Avenue between Roosevelt Street and Wellington Avenue will be fully closed starting today through Friday. The closure is tied to private development work that's happening in the area, so drivers should plan to use alternate routes and expect delays nearby, especially during peak travel times. No through traffic will be allowed and detours will be posted. Also in Walla Walla, Strum Avenue will be closed between Aubin and Shelton Roads today. That closure will last through Thursday. There'll be daytime closures 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. as crews complete some roadway paving. So if you normally park on Strum, you will need to move your vehicle by 7 a.m. each day or risk being towed. If that's you, you've got 30 minutes to get that car moved. City is asking residents and drivers to, of course, plan ahead and follow all of the posted detours. And out of Yakima, some more delays and detours are in store as the next phase of construction on the 72nd Avenue and Washington Avenue roundabout also kicks off today. Phase 3, that's going to require a full closure of the intersection 24 hours a day, 7 days a week through September 12th. So detours will be clearly marked using Nob Hill Boulevard, 64th Avenue, and Occidental Road. The closure is designed to help crews complete underground utility work and paving with minimal disruption. So if all goes goes as planned, drivers will have full access to the completed roundabout by September 12th, and that's 2 months earlier than originally scheduled. Access to homes and businesses will still be allowed where possible. Emergency vehicles will be let through as needed. And drivers, though, encouraged, of course, to follow the posted detours and prepare for some potential delays in the area. 6:34 now, and an Arizona company tried to cheat Washington's carbon market, now facing some serious consequences. The Department of Ecology says Climate Care Innovations misled the state, resulting in nearly $500,000 fine and a removal from the program. Climate Care Innovations claim to have more than 3 million carbon allowances, but the state says they never had any, and they lied about deals with other companies. Washington's carbon market is a part of a cap and invest program that make companies pay for their pollution, funding clean energy projects statewide.
You can think about it kind of in the same way that you might think about the stock market, right? Like there are very strict rules about insider trading, for example, right? And so it's really important to make sure that everybody has the same information, that everybody's playing by the rules, and that nobody's putting out false information.
So the state says it tried multiple times to get answers from CCI, but the company refused to cooperate. CCI also had the chance to appeal the decision and never did. Now they have 30 days to fight the fine, but so far, no response. 6:35 and making a difference, the Yakima Nation Tribal School is bringing back a COVID-era program this summer that is meant to help keep students fed. So every Friday since earlier this month, the school has been hosting a summer food handout. They do it every Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's when students can swing by the school and grab breakfast and snacks. They say usually about 30 to 40 students take advantage of the service. The school previously offered this program during COVID and then brought it back this summer to supplement kids' summer food needs.
It helps with the families. Like it's not a lot, but it does help give them some relief because food prices are expensive.
And so the school will host the food handout for 3 more Fridays, with the last one set for August 15th. 6:36, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. What was supposed to be a move to the Evergreen State quickly turned to a nightmare when a moving company held a woman's belongings hostage after demanding thousands more than quoted. Now this morning, she's using her situation to warn others. We have her story coming up next. And giving you a beautiful live look outside this morning from our Legends Casino and Hotel Sky camera at Richland's Columbia Point. A nice calm morning out on the mighty Columbia after a busy weekend on all of our shorelines. What will the forecast look like for your upcoming week? Chief Meteorologist Josh Colworth will break it down.
Indiana battles the storm live from Seattle Sunday at noon on Apple Valley News Now.
It's summer event time.
Bronco and Bronco Sport make every adventure more epic.
Because they come with GOAT modes. Goes over any type of terrain.
Lease a 2025 Bronco Sport Big Bend for $299 a month for $36. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Who says you have to wait for snow to get the best piano deals of the year? Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos is unwrapping Christmas savings in July. Free delivery and setup, and a holiday songbook so you can practice Jingle Bells by the pool. Save on select uprights, grands, and digital pianos. And if you wear a Santa hat, we'll reward you with an extra discount. Christmas in July at Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos, where music is always in season.
Like most people, my days are nonstop. When I'm working, I need to stay focused, not worried about my finances. That's why I went looking for a bank that makes managing my money effortless. Apple was exactly what I needed. Helpful people with easy-to-use tools. Now, I spend less time stressing about money and more time doing the things I enjoy. Where do you credit union?
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
At Bruce Heating and Air, our technicians are not incentivized by commissions or to find problems. We only look for solutions to keep you cool. Now through September 30th, receive rebates up to $1,650 off on a new Daikin fit set. system.
Due to recent supply chain delays and clearance items stacking up in the warehouse, this week all Walker's Furniture locations are having an emergency inventory liquidation sale where you can save up to 70% on all floor models, discontinued styles, and clearance items.
New inventory is on the way, so we're clearing space and passing the savings on to you. Plus, special 5-year financing was brought in where you can save now and pay over time with no minimum purchase required.
During the inventory reduction sale this week at Walker's.
It's summer event time, Sam. Great time to buy.
A Ford F-Series truck.
Take your pick. Gas, all-electric, hybrid, and diesel.
Lease a 2025 F-150 STX Super Crew for $349 a month for $36. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Wednesday. See our exclusive investigation with new police reports and never-before-seen video of February's basketball brawl between Pasco and Hanford High School. Plus, what happened after the fight. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Wednesday.
Next live, Lindsay Lohan from Freakier Friday.
What if we switched places?
Your voice. Uh-oh. Plus, Paul Walter Hauser.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. Very normal high temperatures across the map, lots of sunshine, and it will be a little bit breezy today in the Kittitas Valley and in Kittitas County in general, but gusts only between 15 to 20 miles per hour. We'll mainly have gusts in the evening in the Yakima Valley. These highs are going to be in the mid-90s. Then for the lower Columbia Basin, mostly mid-90s, but could have some upper 90s for Benton City, Hanford, and up towards Adela. For the foothills, low 90s in the Morrow County foothills, mid 90s for the foothills of Umatilla and Walla Walla counties, 70s and 80s for the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. And in the Blue Mountains, we'll have about 10 to 20% chances for showers and thunderstorms, especially into the afternoon and evening. Speaking of that, let's talk about the fire start potential for today. And to make that point, we'll show you today's vegetation dryness forecast. Remember, all these levels have been adjusted for typical dryness per microclimate, so critically dry vegetation in the Cascades and the upper Yakima Basin and for our lower elevations. But thankfully, where we have lightning in the forecast, just an elevated level of dryness. And for Tuesday, the vegetation dryness forecast and the thunderstorm forecast, in essence, is going to be exactly the same. But for Thursday, for Friday, thunderstorm chances perhaps spreading down into lower elevations. I'll touch on that, and I'll talk about the heat we have for the next couple of days. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. 6:41 now, and a cross-country move to Washington was supposed to bring one local senior closer to family and peace of mind, but instead it turned into an absolute nightmare. A Bothell woman says a moving company jacked up her bill, demanded thousands more than quoted, and then held her belongings hostage. And now she's starting over with almost nothing, but not without a fight.
Nearly everything in Beth Robinson's apartment is donated.
The people here have been unbelievable.
Including the clothes.
This jacket
on her back
belonged to someone.
How many clothes have you got with you? Do you still have?
Two outfits.
Only two?
Uh-huh.
How are you making do with only two outfits?
I do a lot of washing.
Beth moved from Palm Desert, California to a senior living community in Bothell, Washington to be closer to her daughter. Her stuff was supposed to follow with the help of Noble Moving and Storage. She says now that's a lost cause.
If ideally you get all your stuff back.
I won't.
You won't?
No. I've already told them that I will not go above $10,000.
An invoice shows Beth was first quoted $3,700. She says that later changed to a verbal quote of about $6,000 for an additional 25 boxes and some small furniture. But after the movers loaded everything onto the truck, she was slapped with this bill for over $26,000, and the driver demanded a tip of $1,200 in cash. The mover threatened to empty her belongings on the street if she didn't agree to it.
At 7 o'clock at night, 83 years old, 5 feet tall, I was scared. And so I signed it, and I gave them the $10,000 check.
King 5 contacted Noble Moving and Storage but has yet to receive a response. The Better Business Bureau does not accredit the company, which has received 25 complaints over the past year.
I think that they're unethical, and I don't know how they sleep at night.
But as for Beth, she says she's sleeping fine.
This is just something that happened, and there's nothing I can do about it. Why ruin a moment of my life stressing about it?
Such a good attitude to have. I just hate that situation for her, for anyone. Better Business Bureau says if a moving company demands more money after loading your items, it could be the sign of a scam. They recommend getting quotes in writing and avoiding companies that refuse to provide one. All right, so much more ahead, 6:44, and we have your morning sprint and everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning. Giving you a live look outside from our Dust Devils camera in Pasco. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth is going to be back after the break with your full First Alert forecast.
Hello, Shelby.
Hello, Mariano.
Upload Mrs. Robinson's case.
Processing.
Is there any new information?
The insurance offer is too low. Should I ask for more?
You know, when they hear from the heavy hitter, they'll pay much more.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Get ready to feast at Legends Casino Hotel's ultimate all-you-can-eat seafood buffet. Dive into fresh Dungeness crab, wild Columbia River salmon, juicy prime rib, and much more. Taste it all every Thursday starting at 4 p.m.
Expand your access to library services with the Great Rivers Library Partnership. Get a library card at the following participating libraries. Get your Mid-Columbia Libraries card and unlock access to over 350,000 books across 12 locations. High-quality programs like author visits, performers, and special events, and more. Plus, no late fines. Visit a Mid-Columbia Libraries branch near you for more information or visit midcolumbialibraries.org/reciprocal.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
Here at the clinic, we offer our medical weight loss program. Diabetes, and more broadly, insulin resistance, is a highly inflammatory state that increases our risk of cardiovascular disease, cancer, as well as Alzheimer's and other neurodegenerative diseases.
Basically, it's the lack of awareness about what's creating that weight. There's lots of psychological aspects to that, so that where you come to is to a more centered place of feeling good and connected and positive about yourself. Self-confidence.
You have access to over 100 weekly group fitness classes, top-notch fitness facilities, cutting-edge scientific therapies integrated into your program, and dedicated coaches rooting for your success. We also offer options for pharmaceutical assistance. We create patient-specific game plans centered around the 7 essential elements, which are sleep, nutrition, atmosphere, breathing, movement, thought, and purpose.
So rather than just focus, it's not dieting, and it's not focused on dieting, and that's not what we do here at Pacific Clinic. It's mind, body, physical, emotional, mental, and the combination of all of those things. And I think that makes us tremendously different than any of the other programs out there.
To get started, call 509-783-5465 and schedule an appointment with a client advocate today.
Summer love for young and gold.
Paradise!
Bachelor in Paradise, new Mondays on ABC.
Sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health's Dermatology Center in Benton City. Look and feel your best with cosmetic dermatology services.
Hello, Shelby.
Hello, Mariano.
Upload Mrs. Robinson's case.
Processing.
Is there any new information?
The insurance offer is too low. Should I ask for more?
You know, when they hear from the heavy hitter, they'll pay much more.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Check out the Grand Coulee Dam by air. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and show you the rest of today with Futurecast radar. And most of us are going to be dry for today, but into the afternoon and evening, we'll have about 10 to 20% chances of showers and thunderstorms in the Blue Mountains. Into the late evening, most of that's going to be off the map. And then for tomorrow, it's going to be the exact same cycle as into the afternoon and evening. Again, 10 to 20% chances of showers and thunderstorms in the Blues. And then into the late evening, it's going to drop off the map once again. Now, elsewhere, it's going to be sunny for today. We'll have very normal high temperatures for late July, so low to mid 90s for lower elevations, maybe some upper 90s for portions of the lower Columbia Basin. Then for tonight, again, other than the Blues, clear skies, and overnight lows are going to be mild as we'll drop down into the 60s for the valleys, the basin, and the foothills, and 50s and 60s for both of our mountain ranges. For tomorrow, a little bit hotter, this time between 99 to 102 in the lower Columbia Basin, about 5 to 10 degrees hotter than normal for this time of the year. Looks like Wednesday is probably going to be the hottest day if you really want to split hairs, so maybe between 101 to 103 for the lower Columbia Basin, but still around 100 in the valleys, around 100 for a good chunk of the Blue Foothills. So some toasty stuff for Tuesday and Wednesday, but then we'll trend cooler each and every single day after that. That's the good news. The bad news is that we'll have these lightning chances increasing for Thursday and Friday. Now for Monday through Wednesday, these are mainly going to be up in the mountains, but for Thursday and Friday, perhaps spreading down into the valleys and the foothills and the basin. And vegetation looks to be critically dry for both of these days. So if all of those variables hold in place, then we might feel so inclined to go with the first alert weather day for both Thursday and Friday for the potential of lightning-induced fire starts. It's something we're going to be watching very closely, so please stay tuned. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. 100s on Tuesday and Wednesday, sandwiched between mid-90s for Monday and Thursday, then highs around 90 Friday through Sunday. In Yakima, heat building over the next few days, then chances for showers and thunderstorms by the end of the week. In Ellensburg, heating up to around 100 on Wednesday, then cooler with chances for thunderstorms Thursday and Friday. And again, watching the fire start potential very closely for all of our lower elevations. In Hermiston, near 100 tomorrow and Wednesday, then cooler with chances for a few showers at the end of the work week. Finally, for Walla Walla, around 100 degrees Tuesday and Wednesday, then also tracking chances for lightning on Thursday and Friday. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, one-on-one with Kaylee Gonsalvez's sister.
I was prepared to be arrested that day. I think that every single one of us were.
Kaylee Gonsalvez was one of the 4 University of Idaho students stabbed to death in their off-campus home in 2022. Now her sister, Olivia, reflecting on her fiery and relentless victim impact statement.
The truth is, you're as dumb as they come. Stupid, clumsy, slow, sloppy, weak, dirty.
Telling Arcana Whitworth about the dramatic confrontation with her sister's killer.
It fueled me to know that I got you pegged. I had one shot at it and I was going to make the most of it.
And coming up at 7 a.m., more of the emotional one-on-one interview. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Touch can mean so many things, even for people with moderate to severe eczema. Touch can make players celebrate like winners, or make 2 move like 1. Dupixent can help you stay ahead of eczema as you welcome the feeling of touch. Dupixent helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your skin from within. Many adults saw 90% clearer skin. Some even achieved long-lasting clearer skin and fast itch relief after the first dose. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists, helps you feel the heal. See the difference for yourself. Reach out to your eczema specialist today.
Now, the morning sprint.
6:52, time for your morning sprint. And here are the top national stories you need to know this morning, with the Trump administration holding talks with 2 countries ahead of trade deadlines that are early next month. President Trump meeting with UK Prime Minister in Scotland, White House saying that they'll refine a trade deal outline that they signed last month. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is in Sweden for trade talks with Chinese officials today. U.S. and China have outlined an agreement and a goal of finalizing a deal by August 12th. In your business headlines at 6:53 this morning, Panera is shutting down another fresh bread facility. The move is part of its nationwide effort to stop baking bread from scratch at its cafe locations. Company's new system will rely on third-party contractors to prepare the dough. Take a look now at the top 5 local things you need to know this morning, starting in Richland, where 2 separate arrests kept police busy this weekend. Officers responding to a disturbance on Keene Road where a man allegedly pointed a gun at a woman and damaged her car. That suspect, Joshua Mendoza, later arrested and booked into the Benton County Jail. In another case on Thayer Drive, officers investigating a domestic violence incident were attacked. The suspect struck an officer in the neck using a martial arts move, prompting police to use a taser to take him into custody. And in Kennewick, a house fire on Myrtle Street sent 1 firefighter to the hospital for heat exhaustion, a second treated at the scene. The homeowner also suffering some minor burns. Crews were able to rescue a dog from that fire. Investigators still trying to figure out just what sparked it. And an Arizona company is accused of trying to cheat Washington's carbon market. Climate Care Innovations claimed to hold millions of carbon credits, but the state says they never had any. The Department of Ecology has fined them nearly $500,000 and removed them from the program. The company hasn't responded to the penalty or attempted to appeal. And heads up for drivers in Walla Walla, road closures stacking up. Walla Walla Avenue will be closed for private development work starting today through Friday. And then Strum Avenue will be shut down for paving during this week as well from 7 a.m. until 6 p.m. Monday through Thursday. And in Yakima, more construction, roundabout construction at 72nd and Washington is hitting a major milestone this week. It's phase 3 that gets started today, and that will close the intersection 24/7 through mid-September. Detours will be in place as crews finish underground work and paving. 6:55. Take a look what's trending this morning. It's about to be Miller time. Miller Lite celebrating its 50th anniversary, and they're doing it in a big way.
The brand is giving away 50,000 free beers at bars across the United States. They'll be offered at nearly 500 bars, more than a dozen states on August 1st, which is International Beer Day.
Write that down. The 50th birthday celebration got going earlier in the summer with some limited edition gold cans.
To try to snag a free beer at a bar near you, you can check out MillerLite.com. Be interesting to know. I'm sure the Tri-Cities is participating. You would think, maybe.
You never know. But
we'll go to the link.
Yeah, check it out. And what does it say, August 1st, National Beer Day?
August 1st, 8/1. Yep.
There you go. All right, get us out the door. In for another warm day, of course.
Yeah, it's going to be warm for today. Pretty toasty over the next couple days, getting around 100 in the Tri-Cities. But first, taking a live, beautiful look at the Tri-Cities and Kennewick. This view coming courtesy of the First Alert weather app. You can download for free in the App Store or on Google Play. But already plenty of sunshine up in the sky for this morning, and it's already 70 degrees. Well, our bug says 70, another data point saying 68 in the Tri-Cities. You can split the difference, maybe 69 in the Tri-Cities for this morning, but 50s in the valleys, a little bit cooler there, low to mid 60s in the foothills. In general, it just feels superb for our lower elevations. A little bit later today, very normal stuff for this time of the year. We'll have low to mid 90s. I'd maybe reclassify that as just mid-90s for the valleys, for the foothills, and for the basin. In the sunshine, it's going to feel a little bit hotter than that, obviously. And the bottom line for the forecast is triple-digit heat Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm saying the range is going to be, in general, about 100 to 103 for the lower Columbia Basin for both of those days. Thankfully, cooler into Thursday and Friday, but that does come with a price to pay as thunderstorm chance is going to go up. That means the fire start potential is going to go up as well, as vegetation is going to be critically dry. So we'll be tracking the potential for lightning-induced fire starts very quickly, and we might feel so inclined to go with the First Alert weather day for Thursday and Friday. But that cooling trend continues into the weekend. The weather is going to calm down this weekend. So really a roller coaster this week.
All right, and checking the website, MillerLite.com, no locations listed in Washington as of now. They say that can change, and they update it regularly, and that you can check with the local bar to see if they're celebrating the Miller Lite celebration on August 1st.
Well, if they don't, you'll have to have like a Modelo to protest or something.
There you stick it to the man.
Yes.
All right. Hey, thanks so much for waking up with us and watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find the latest stories on our website, AppleValleyNewsNow.com. Good Morning America's next. We'll be back tonight at 5.
Have a great day.